So most people think that websites are just what they see in the front end, but that's not the exact case. The real magic happens behind the scenes. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is the day 1 of learning backend in just 21 days. And one thing that I want to tell you all is that I will not make tutorial videos like everyone does, because you will find tons of videos over the internet explaining everything in detail about backend development with the coding tutorials at the same time. But what matters is that, are you actually learning the concept what matters to be understood? So here I'll not be making any coding tutorials. I'll just explain whatever the topics that we need to learn on the day basis, right? So for now, in today's video, we'll understand what JavaScript is, what backend is, with some fun and real life examples. And stay tuned for the next parts. Okay, so being a complete beginner, you must be thinking what front-end is, what back-end is. Let's understand this by an example. You go to a restaurant, you see the waiter, the menu, the ambience of a restaurant, everything is front-end. But the back-end is the kitchen, the chef who makes the food for you, who makes the dishes for you. Those are terms that needs to be considered as back-end. Let's understand the proper flow, how it all works. Okay, great. Once you go to a restaurant, you take on the menu and you make an order to the waiter. Then the waiter go to the kitchen, tell the chef to prepare this order for you. The chef actually prepares the order for you, and waiter just brings the order back to you. Now, do you understand that the actual work, the core logic behind your dish to be prepared is done by the backend or the chef itself, right? So we can say that backend is the core or the logical or the brain of a particular website or an application, but the front end is just what you see. It is nothing more than that. Okay, let's take another example in more technical terms. In a website, when you log in, you are a user. But when you log in, you make a request to the server. What the hell is this server? Server is a system which takes all the information and run all the requests to provide you the response of that request. Nothing more than that. When you log in, you are a user or a client, you are making a request that I want to enter this website. I want to enter to my account of this website. So the server takes your request, go to the database. What is database? Database is the collection of all the data or collection of all the information regarding all the users whoever are using this particular website or the application. So once you send a request, server takes your request, check the database if this user exists or not, and if your name is matching with any name in the database, it will respond or share the result with you that okay, you are successfully logged into the website. This is what happens. So now you being a client is the front end, server is the mediator who helps you to connect with the database, and then the response that you get is done by the backend itself. Hope you understand it all with this example that how a website workflow happens. Now, as you already understand how a backend works, you must also be considering about what language do we use to create this backend. We need to talk to the computer in the same language that it understands. Okay, as we know that computer runs on binary, right? 0 or 1. But we are not able to learn that language or write a code in that language. That is why we have created some high level language which we can write or even learn the syntax of it, just like we learn English or any other language using the grammar and syntax of it. Great. So for that, as we are learning front end and back end using MERN stack, for that we are using JavaScript. You must be thinking that you told me that you will be doing your backend in Node.js, Express.js and MongoDB. Now where does this come? JavaScript. Node.js and Express.js is JavaScript itself. I will tell you in the later episodes how does all this work, but for now you need to understand that to create our backend of our application, we will be using JavaScript as our programming language. Now, what is JavaScript? How is it helping us to create our backend, and how it runs the backend or the server over the browser? Okay, so most people think that JavaScript is just for animation and the UI part of our application and the front end part of our application, but this is not the case. JavaScript is the core brain of your application which helps to build the exact logic of your application. Okay, think of JavaScript as a receptionist. Let's say a patient comes to a hospital, they connect with the receptionist connect the patient with the right doctor, the doctor then operates on the patient, and then the operation is successful. The patient is now all okay. JavaScript is playing the role of a receptionist. How? The client sends a request. JavaScript handles the logic, and once the logic is done, it checks the database if the particular user exists or the details exist or not, and then return the request as the response. That's it. This is how JavaScript works. Now, as you understand that how JavaScript is actually helping you to build your backend, you must also know the syntax of JavaScript. What are the essential topics of JavaScript that you need to master before entering into backend? When we enter into variables are what? Variables are nothing but just containers in which you can store some value. Let's understand this by an example. Let's say I have a glass. In this glass, I can have water, I can have tea, I can have juice, even I can put sugar in this. It doesn't matter. This is just a glass. This is just a container in which I can put anything. Similarly, in variables are the glass, are the containers which can store any type of, doesn't matter which data type it is, store any type of value inside it. We initialize a variable using 3 keywords: where, let, and const. Why are we using these keywords? Let's understand this first. These keywords are defined based on their scope. Now, what is scope? Okay, so scope is the area which you can access being a variable. Or I am a student, so I only have the access of particular sections in our college building. Let's say in our college building, I can go only to our lab, I can go only CSE class, I can only go to seminar hall, and rest, the other branches class, I cannot go there. So this is what defines my scope. This is what defines the places I can access being a student of CSE branch. Hope you understand that. Similarly, when we create a variable by using any of these 3 keywords, those are defined based on scopes. When we create a variable using where keyword, it says that this type of variable can be accessed from anywhere by anybody. Like ATMs, these are the variables which can be accessed by anyone and from anywhere itself. Okay, great. Now, when we talk about let says that I will have a defined scope. Like if I was created inside here, I will only be used inside here only, inside this function block only. Apart from here, like outside here or inside, like outside this program or outside this function, I'll not be able to be used. Great. Now third, const. Const says that I can be used anywhere, but my value will not change. Can be simply understand as constant. It says that once I have assigned a value of storing a water, it cannot store tea or juice inside this. Once you understand what variables are, you need to now dive into functions. Now what functions are? Okay, let's understand this by an example. Okay, so when let's say I want to make Maggie. So to make Maggie, I need to take a pan, put water inside it, boil the water, then put the Maggie masala inside it, then stir it for a while, and then finally the Maggie will be done and I serve it in the plate. Now every time when I want to make Maggie, do I write all these lines or do I run all these steps? No, right? So to avoid that, I thought why not to store it in somewhere so that I will only call that person and he will automatically make Maggie for me. So I have stored it in a person named make a Maggie, and now whenever I want to make a Maggie, I will just call that person. Here make a Maggie is a function who is storing particular set of instruction inside it, and it will be used whenever I'll call it. That's it. This is all about functions. Now let's move forward towards a new topic, which is callbacks. Now what is callbacks? As the name suggests, callbacks. Okay, I have just told you example of make a Maggie. What I was doing is that let's say today I make a function of make a Maggie. Now in the next day I want to make Maggie again. So I will call that function. So instead of again writing the call of that function, what I will do is that I will write a line inside the function itself that make a Maggie after one day, like a time with it. Okay, so what actually is happening is that when this function will be executing in every one day, like after every one day. This is what callback does. Callbacks is that I will run this function or I will call this function every time once the timer is up. So here this callback consists of two parameters. One is what function do we want to call back, and another is timeout, like 1 day or 2 day or 1 second or 3 second. It can be anything, literally anything. This is what callback does. Now let's move forward with what promises does. Okay, so by promises, what I understood is that, let's say I gave a promise to one of my friend that I will give you party. So what happens here is that that friend will wait will wait till the time when I give them a party, and once they will get the party, the promise is succeed, and if they did not get the party, the promise is failed. That's it, what promises does. And I hope if you are not understanding any topic, you will comment down below. I'll try to make another video on that, or you will re-watch that as it is a recorded video. And also, if there is any particular topic that you did not understand, try to search it on your own and try to brainstorm about the topic, whatever that is there. Why did you not understand that? Okay, great. What type of language JavaScript is? JavaScript is a synchronous type of language. Now what the hell is this synchronous? So synchronous is basically that one time one task, another time another task, no multiple tasks at the same time. It is just simply saying that if one person is doing a particular task, if one person is using a particular resource, no other person can snatch that resource or can do that particular task at the same time. This is what synchronous means. Up now, how JavaScript is synchronous language? Because being synchronous is a drawback at the same time. How? Let's say there is a chef in a restaurant and he got two orders of making a pizza and a pasta. He will first chop the vegetables for the pizza only, and then cook the pizza completely, and after that chop the veggies again, boil the pasta, and then cook the pasta again, and then only he will provide both the dishes. Don't you think that it is too time taking for the customer itself and for the chef itself? So to remove that time delay, what we follow a system is that asynchronous. Instead of doing every task one by one, what we do is that we will do multiple tasks simultaneously. The chef will simply put the pasta to be boiled, chop the veggies for both the dishes, and at the same time, until the pasta is being boiled, he will make the material for the pizza and then put the pizza in the oven and then finally cook the pasta. This is how he will do multiple tasks at the same time, and both the dishes will be cooked simultaneously at the same time. So it reduces the time delay. Even though JavaScript has synchronous language and it says that I will run single thread at one time, it uses a concept of async await. Now what async await says is that it is just a polite behavior of JavaScript. It says that even though you are synchronous, but you can act like a asynchronous language. Maybe you did not understand async await properly, because this is the topic that needs more understanding in depth. So I will try to make another video on that, like properly dedicated to async await and promises only. But for now, understand it that it is nothing but a behavior of JavaScript of acting like a asynchronous language while being a synchronous language. And what we can say is that by this, JavaScript can perform multiple tasks simultaneously without violating its behavior of being synchronous language. That's it about JavaScript topics for day 1. Yes, there is one topic left, which is ES modules. By this, we just simply want to say that you will have everything that you actually don't have. Let's say what India does. If India doesn't have coal or petroleum, what we do is that we will simply import it from any other nation, and what they don't have, they will import it from us, and we will export it from here only. This is what ES module does. In this, JavaScript don't act traditionally. We just simply import and export function that we don't have in our particular file from another file. That's it about day 1. Hope you have understand everything, and I will mention all the resources from where you can learn more about all these topics in the description box. You can check it out. Also, try to learn everything on your own so that you will also have a better or in-depth knowledge of each and every topic that is there. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and if you found any value in this video, try to like, share and subscribe to this channel so that you will get more videos like this. Bye bye, see you tomorrow.